Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Talk with me, Karen B, where we discuss world events and current events and life in general from a geocentric, direct, realist point of view. Good to see you all. See, Dionysus is 7 hills submerged. What does that mean? It's typing stuff and then taking it back. Boston Ray Mudflood Adventures. Good to see you. Aisling 717. Tony Coriolis. Askew 6. Chicago Artist. Donald Piasek. Alpine Endeavor. Southern Belle. Hello, all you fine people out there in YouTube land, or wherever it is you reside. Probably not YouTube land. I'm the one who's in YouTube land to you guys, right? Billingtano, good to see you. Accidental Alchemist. Congratulations on your wedding, by the way. It was very lovely. It was really cool that you guys had a little Zoom call where we could all join in and watch. I enjoyed that. That was cool. It makes me happy to see people be happy and, get what they want in life. Is very nice. Very nice. Spicy Sarah, good to see you. Redondo Rocket, good to see you. Joseph Osborne. Yes, Dennis is going to Alaska because he's not cold enough. He needs to go. I did get the books, by the way, Dennis. Thank you so much. I was able to hear it though. I have special audio stuff. I was able to pump it up so I could hear it. And it could be difficult setting up audio, but it was cool. Could hear you guys. I could hear your vows to one another. Very nice. Third edition of what? Seraphim Rose's science book? So Rob Reiner and his wife were found stabbed to death in their home. Isn't that wild? Learned about that this morning. Rob Reiner made a lot of cool movies. Some articles say that his son is a suspect in the case. Others say they don't have a suspect, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Pump up the volume or pump up the jam. ZYBY Zybys. Genesis, Creation, and Early Man by Seraphim Rose. Ooh. Let's see what this article says here. Oh, it's New York Times. It's gonna make me, let's see, I'll just search up Rob Reiner. They were old, you know, it was him and his wife. Police investigate apparent homicide. Legendary Hollywood director Rob Reiner and his wife, the producer Michelle Singer Reiner, have died, according to a spokesperson for the family, who added, "We are heartbroken by the sudden loss. Homicide detectives are at Reiner's home and are investigating an apparent homicide. Investigators were also interviewing a family member Sunday evening regarding the deaths," a law enforcement source familiar with the investigation told CNN. So, what we know about the Brentwood, the posh Los Angeles neighborhood where the Reiners lived. Their bodies were found in their home in Brentwood, a swanky neighborhood on the west side of Los Angeles known for its celebrity residents. About 42,000 people live in Brentwood, which the city calls one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in Los Angeles, nestled between Santa Monica Mountains and the city of Santa Monica, San Diego Freeway, Mulholland Drive on the north, and Wilshire Boulevard on the south. Brentwood, known for its upscale commercial districts along Wilshire and Sunset Boulevards. Well, yeah, so they still don't really know what is going on here. Oh, now it's up to 15 killed in the mass shooting in Sydney. There's that too. Something in Sydney. Bondi Beach or something. And of course, you know, it was some Hanukkah thing, so they're like, "Oh, oy vey, we gotta stop this anti-Semitism. We're victimized. Oh." How much you want to bet a juicy person did that? They're always doing shit to themselves. Allegedly, Dennis. Have to wait 33 hours to get the suspect. His son, who's been homeless and drug addicted. Yes, the director of Princess Bride. And then he was, and Harry Met Sally. It's kind of crazy, to be honest, right? That's crazy. Stabbed to death. See right here, it says stabbed to death, where before it wasn't even saying. See how the newer ones aren't even saying how they were found dead? Found dead in their Los Angeles home. It says the victims were stabbed to death in their Brentwood area residence. According to a neighbor, actors Billy Crystal and Larry David arrived separately at the home on Sunday evening. The two comedians stayed briefly before departing, and Crystal looked like he was about to cry. There are two houses that the Reiner family owns across the street from each other. Rob and his wife lived in one, and a daughter with kids lived in another. Not wild. I did not know that he had an estranged, apparently drug-addicted son. It's really sad. That's anti-Semitic, Karen. Thank you, Doug. Thank you for being a member here. Thank you. Loved Princess Bride. Me too. I played Michael the meathead in All the Family. Yes. Did he do Stand By Me? Yeah, he may have. He was also married to Penny Marshall, who was Laverne. That's really wild. Would be very sad if that's true that it was his son. That's just sad, man. Just goes to show you that even if you're like rich and famous and you got the good life, you are not exempt from having something tragic happen. You know? Fate will get you. Fire pig. Humperdinck. Is for what? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. His wife that also died did the photo for Trump's Art of the Deal book cover. Oh, really? A medical aid call at 3:38 p.m. The deceased were initially identified only as a man and woman ages 78 and 68 years old. Police launched a death investigation that later developed into a murder case. I'm sure it turned into a murder case real quick when they found them both all like chopped up and they're homeless, poor people. It's terrible. Although I'm sure there's a bunch of people talking about it. It's a psyop. They're not really dead. They went to Valhalla. Hello, Ivan. I want Chaperno. I know YouTube messed with everybody's names. Kitty's in the garage knocking things over. Hello, Liz, the Iron Maiden. At least Rob Reiner did not die young. Also, beyond the grave, Rob Reiner has a right to cry out alongside Abel. I don't know who that. What do you mean, Abel? The YouTube's is done. Warning. Stream is healthy. Then it says warning. Stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. Why is it fluctuating so much? I don't understand. It's not me. Whatever. I just hate troubleshooting the stream like every freaking week. Bro.
Why are you in the trunk?
That's why I'm gonna figure this out. Like, I'm over here. Yeah, the won't let me out.
Why are you in it?
Huh?
Good lord. I didn't say for that to play. Cold weather advisory in effect for central North Carolina. Arctic front brings cold, windy conditions Monday. Yeah, very cold here today in the teens. Everything's frozen. I'm surprised that I actually made it here by 9:30 because I had to do a bunch of extra stuff with the critters today. Everybody's water was frozen over. So I had to do a little bit extra stuff with the critters. The dog's water bowl they were frozen ice cubes, so I had to dump those out and put fresh water. Although Maya liked it. Maya liked the big round ice cube that she gets to play with, or got to play with now. Hello, Stu. Totally lost track of the day. Today is Moonday. It's Moonday, and I think we're headed towards a new moon phase. Almost there. I'm pretty sure I saw a crescent moon at an odd hour this morning. Yeah, 17% waning crescent. Much love and healing to you, Liz. What's up with Liz? Got a cold? Yeah. Just a detox. Just a good old-fashioned detox. I had one not that long ago. First time in a long time. Oh my word. Oh my word, it's only getting worse. Slight mishap there with the mascara. There we go. Fixed it. Lost a bird yesterday. What, one of your chickens? Your pipes are frozen. I don't know what to do. Oh, Lord. That's not good. Up to 29 here now. What am I up to? 26, it says. 26. A little bit before this, it was like 20. I think before, when I was getting ready to do the stream. Hello, methinks bear. Better now, though. Yeah, right on, Redondo. Stars should be very, not fairly visible, but very visible. It's very nice, Dennis. I don't know if you have a way to take pictures, but it would be a perfect opportunity to take some very lovely pictures if you have the means. You know? But if not, and you just get to look at it with your eyeballs, that's cool too. New questions. New data raises questions about how much the Earth has warmed. What's that? What is the new data? Planet warming pollution rates exploded after the end of World War II. James Watt's steam engine launched the Industrial Revolution in 1769. Before that, for thousands of years, humans were clearing forested land for farming, releasing carbon from trees and plants into the atmosphere. See, humans have been destroying the climate for thousands of years. The severity of global warming has long depended on your frame of reference, on what temperature you think was normal for the Earth before humans began changing it. But what year should mark that moment? Exactly. How long? They don't even have any record of the Earth before humans were here. Everything, all of that deep time stuff that they talk about is just made up crap, because they don't believe that this place is a created place. They think it came from a big bang. I mean, how is that, if you don't believe in the Big Bang, why would you even believe in all this deep time stuff, like millions of years? And talking about, it was the Earth like way before. There may have been a period of time that the Earth was not like it is now, but it would be like in the development stage, right? In my opinion, maybe, who knows? Anyway, the whole point is nobody knows shit. Before humans kept records, nobody knows shit. That's what makes a groundbreaking new temperature dataset released by a group of scientists based in the United Kingdom so striking. The datasets used to diagnose the modern history of the planet's climate and to proclaim that the world is now very near to 1.5 degrees Celsius or 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit of warming typically begin with the year 1850. The new one goes all the way back to 1781. This extended time frame matters because greenhouse gases in the atmosphere increased 2.5% between 1750 and 1850, enough to have caused some warming that the data hasn't accounted for. James Watt's Sun and Planet steam engine, patented in 1781. So now they're going all the way back to when the steam engine was patented and calling that when the global warming started. That 1850 start time is one that's chosen for essentially practical considerations given the information that's available. But for sure, 1850 is not the start of industrialization. The new dataset published in Earth System Science Data by 16 scientists shows significantly cooler Earth from the late 1700s through 1849, compared with 1850 to 1900. the latter being what scientists have defined as the pre-industrial baseline period used to assess the planet's temperature change. So like before we started cutting down the forests like en masse. However, not all of the warming between the two early periods can be attributed to human activities, scientists caution. Among other factors, two very powerful volcanic eruptions in the early 1800s had a marked cooling effect on the Earth. Particles from those eruptions spread around the planet's stratosphere and blocked some sunlight. We know 1815 was Tambora, with well-documented impacts, said Ed Hawkins, a researcher for the National Center of Atmospheric Science and one of the study's authors. The 1808 eruption was nearly as big, but we have no idea where it happened. How do you not have any... What do you mean? How do you even know there was an eruption if you don't even know where it happened? Some of the warming that occurred by the late 19th century is a natural recovery from the cooling effect of those eruptions, but perhaps not only. The leading climate science authority, the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, concluded in 2021 that there had probably been some human-caused warming between 1750 and 1850, assessing that it was between 0 and 0.2 degrees. Is that Celsius or Fahrenheit? The scientists behind GLOWSAT came down right in the middle of that range. Maurice and many of the same researchers contributed to a second study accepted in the journal Environmental Research Letters, which uses the new dataset and climate models to analyze how much additional warming humans may have caused between 1750 and 1850. That study, led by Andrew Bollinger of the University of Edinburgh, determined that 0.09 degrees of warming occurred that was attributable to humans as opposed to other factors such as the waning effect of the large volcanic eruption seen in the early 1800s. Period of time is so interesting, got this large amount of volcanism in it. Foresters used the very strong and simple relationship between the planet's temperature and how much carbon dioxide is in the atmosphere. Well, maybe quit cutting down all the trees that convert that into the oxygen. What is even the point of life? I really do not understand. Hello, Gregory Gogo. Love to see the night sky with no light pollution, yeah. Give the chickens bottled water. Are we here just to endure unrest, pain, and suffering? Well, and also to perpetuate life, to, have offspring and make new humans and try to teach them, things that we learned in our life. Fucking science, bro. When someone says something is 1,000,000 years old, it's only right to look at them like they're retarded. Yes. Be fruitful and multiply. Don't be fruity and blow a guy. If they think the earth is a ball, then their data is built on bullshit lies. Forced into a wage slave system. Oh yeah, no, it's totally. That is a man-made system. The wage slave system is definitely not built by the creator. Because if you read scripture, if you read the Bible and how it says to do business dealings, like, what it is, how things are being done, some of it kinda follows, but not really. Like, for instance, the interest, the usury, that's like against scripture, what it says in scripture. You know, someone has if you lend someone money or you make a deal with them, like even slavery, like the indentured slavery type thing, it's like somebody is paying a debt off to you, right? Or they're paying off a debt, and then once they pay off that debt, then they can leave, right? It's not like they're like your slave forever and you're like, you know, whipping them if they try to run away or anything stupid like that. It's, you know, but definitely the wage slave system is not scriptural. It's much more fair the way that things are done in the Bible. We have to lay in that bed. Do you believe that's what was meant to be? No. Jam in the Plane 6, June 19th to the 21st, 2026. Very nice, fathead. Tony Coriolis, she's still watching Jaren's dumbass. The offspring is only becoming dumber, though. Well, that depends on who the parents are. Mine are not dumb. Mine are brilliant. I'm just saying. You can live life without having to slave at a job, but it won't be nearly as comfortable as what the system can offer. Well, it depends. It depends what you do. Good rising, flatties. Hey, Jeff. Offspring are getting dumber because people stopped raising their own children and send them to learn from the government. Exactly. See, I homeschooled mine for like 4 or 5 years, and then they went back to school and they were like geniuses. It's kind of crazy. Like, they get straight A's. They're top of their class. It's wild. They're really good at figuring things out for themselves, too. My daughter is like self-taught for all that Greek mythology stuff. Like, she knows more about it than anybody I've ever seen or talked to. She's like, it's incredible. I have Rumble chat here. I've put it over here to see, try to make sure I see it if somebody chats over there. But nobody's chatting over there. Scrotal Xerox, what's up? So what else is going on in the world? So let's see. There's this weird thing, this weird psyop thing that happened. Let's see if I can see some stuff about it. Wasn't there some like thing going around about this dude who got shot in the head and was like taking selfies? Jewish activist Kefayeh sparks fury at Bondi attack memorial. Okay. Bondi Beach is what globalized in the Intifada looks like. I know that they're trying to they're spending a lot of time and energy and money trying to pump up the anti-Muslim rhetoric, because they can't, the Israelis have made themselves look so absolutely, completely horrific and devoid of any soul or compassion or empathy or care for human life that they are beyond salvaging. So the only thing that they can do is try to draw attention from themselves by, saying that by pumping up the whole Islam propaganda, we're being taken over by the Muslims, blah, blah, blah. They're going to put Sharia law on us and all that stuff. You know how it goes. Talking about the banking system, have you seen how the banking system works by the Three Stooges? It's literally 30 seconds long, but shows how insane it is. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that, but yeah. Has Karen picked up the phone? I have not, because nobody has called yet. Not necessarily true. There are a lot of people seeing through the nonsense more and more. Yeah. Shalom, Bill Wheel. How did they even get in Australia? A gun? Yeah, exactly. I thought they didn't have guns in Australia, right? I thought everybody gave up their guns. Oy vey. And then they've got some hero person. Hero who disarmed the attacker at Bondi Beach in Australia is a 43-year-old Muslim named Ahmed Al-Ahmed. His act of bravery saved countless lives today. Oh, look at that. So there was so how confusing is this? Are people supposed to hate the Muslims or no? The Muslims, stopped the attacker on the Jews, but so that makes them good. So I don't know, like what is it? Are we supposed to hate them or love them or what? Or is he part of the PSYOP? Got disarmed. Look at him. So, this?
Oh! Oh non, gros! Oh!
Mais il y a son pote, il va se faire tirer dessus. Il est trop con le mec qui a l'arme.
So the attacker just walks away, so then what happens? Hero of Bondi Beach is not a Muslim. He's a Maronite Christian, a Christian sect of Middle Eastern believers in Jesus Christ. Is that true? I have no idea. Netanyahu lies about Bondi Beach hero being Jewish. Of a Jew who pounces on one of these murderers, takes his weapon and saves who knows how many lives. But then she's saying he's Muslim. The other guy's saying he's Christian.
ראינו את הרוע בשפלותו וראינו גם גבורה יהודית.
Oh, he's talking in Hebrew or whatever. I've also seen a video of a Jew. So Netanyahu claiming it's a Jew. Weird. Australia took away its citizens' guns, but 10 people at Bondi Beach are dead anyway because terrorists don't care about gun laws, right? The only thing the Australian government did was make sure its unarmed law-abiding citizens are now sitting ducks, unable to defend themselves. I'd say, yeah, let somebody try this in America, but this does happen in America, and and our citizens are able to walk around armed, but most people don't walk around with their gun on their hip. Like, it's more people like a home defense thing for most Americans. They have their guns in a lockbox at home, right? Like, most people are not walking around with a gun on their hip. So I don't even know that would even make a difference, right? Like, somebody could do that here and there'd be just as many people running scared. I mean, look at Charlie Kirk. He got his neck blown. He got, no, he didn't. He's not dead. He's still alive. Whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like, people get shot all the time. I get in my feed, somebody got, it doesn't really matter. Now, ultimately, it's better that we have the ability to have right to bear arms. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Oh, you turned on the phone. How are you doing?
Yes, good. How are you?
All right. It's the day before my trip. I take off at 5 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, okay, nice.
To Alaska. Hey, I just got two, three things real quick. I'll get the first one out the way. 7 Hills Submerged. That's my email. I got the name from the life of St. Andrew, the Fool for Christ. If you look him up on Wikipedia, it has the life in the external links or something. It's or references, but anyway, that book, towards the end of it, I don't know what it is, 200-300 pages, but toward maybe a couple hundred pages, whatever. But toward the end, there's a prophecy about 10 pages long, and what it is, it's about the end of the world, and it has Saint Andrew the Fool for Christ. I think the translator's name is Leonard. I forgot his Reihard or something. Anyway, this prophecy, it's about a certain portion of the book of Revelation or Apocalypse by St. John the theologian, John the Apostle. Anyway, it's specifically, it's about the 7 heads of the dragon, which the Revelation itself said are 7 kings. And it's 7 kings which this prophecy views historically as the 7 final kings of the Gentiles at the end of time, who will rule in succession over the Roman Empire from Constantinople. And well, in a nutshell, I won't give you the breakdown of all 7, but it says after they finish, then the last one actually will be maybe call it misogynist, but I think he's just reporting what he was told. The last one's actually a woman from Pontus, which is like northern Asia Minor. But anyway, be that as it may, she would be the last Gentile ruler in the world, and the Roman Empire will be a lot less powerful after that, and the power will go to the Jews, and the capital of the old Roman Empire will revert back to its original capital, old Rome in Italy, but it won't have power like it will at Constantinople. And at that time, the end of her rule will be when the underneath the city, the foundations of it will be cut out, and it literally will sink into the Aegean Sea. And it's a city just like the old Rome, Constantinople historically, and it's in some ancient history books. It has 7 hills, and that's where I got my email, 7 Hills Submerged, from that, let's say, the permanent destination or ultimate of Constantinople. Actually, I just remember one detail in the book of Revelation. It says that that's the Babylon the Great, the city that it's talking about according to this prophecy. And there's the one part of it will stick up above the sea where it says mariners will go by and I think Revelation chapter 18 and hook up their boats to a place there. It's the column of Constantine, which was erected in the Emperor Constantine's time. It's still standing, by the way. It used to have in ancient times, like I think prior to the Fourth Crusade, when the Latins conquered it, there was an equestrian statue of Constantine the Great. But the reason it'll still be there is because it has one of the 4 nails that nail Christ to the cross, are according to tradition at least, are inside that column. And that's why that column, unlike the rest of the city, will not be submerged into the sea. But anyway, that's where I got 7 Hills Submerged, from that prophecy by St. Andrew the Fool, who I think in spiritual, the soul of, it says in the book, in his life, it says St. John the Apostle and theologian is his spiritual mentor. Anyway, let's see, what was I going to say? The other main question. You got the books that I sent, the 2 books, and what's your opinion? I'm guessing you might say, I don't know yet, because maybe you haven't had enough time, but I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I haven't had enough time, although I was looking through the one briefly, the one where it's like the rockets and missiles and like their little and their little graphs, like the little diagrams and stuff in there, and I was laughing because it's got a little trajectory diagram in there and the baseline is flat.
Yeah. I was saying to Mark Sargent, because I sent him a paper-bound version. I wanted to send him a hardcover also, but I'm not a cheapskate, but the ones that were around $10 that I could tell are in still. I mean, I don't know if it has library stickers or whatever, the copy that you received, because it went straight from the sailor, from the bookstore directly to you. I didn't have time to pretty up or what have you, but from the description, very good as I could tell.
No, it is.
I'm
It's very
hoping
good. It's very good
a
condition.
decent version.
It is. It's
Okay.
in very good condition. It has like a stamp, I think, somewhere in it, and there's
But
no.
the cover's got that astronaut on
Yeah.
it, and with the black background. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nicer than in your hand than the paperback version, although the information's the same. And did you see there's a photo in it? There's a couple photo sections, but one of them is a 1931 photo of a German the leaders of a German rocketry society. And it has the author Willy Ley among them, like 5 or 6 guys. He's standing right next to a very young Werner von Braun. And I also learned from that book that Willy Ley taught Werner von Braun was first learned rocket science from Willy Ley. In other words, Willy Ley was his mentor that taught it to him. And as you can see, it says after World War II, they co-wrote at least 3 books together, like proposed voyages of Mars, or space stations, and stuff like that. So I thought that, and that photo in particular, showing how they were friends, at least, I read somewhere, at least as far back as 1928, but they, when they first met. But that, at the beginning of it, there's a 1-page forward to it written in 1967, and it tells the evolution of that book, how it was the first edition of it, which was much shorter, was published back in 1944, and about 24 years later, this was the final edition that I sent you and that Mark, and I also have a copy, in 1968. And there was a bunch of editions in between, and it shows the evolution of the space age, and it's reflected in the bibliography, which is it's very informative because each chapter is on a different topic of the space age. Like one's on rockets, they got ones on fiction, all kind of stuff. But I thought one that was the fiction. I thought, in my opinion, I mentioned I think last week or couple ago, was that the book has chapters that, like on fiction, which both he and us acknowledge, everybody agrees are complete fiction, and others on stuff that's like everybody agrees is nonfiction, it's reality. And then it's stuff that it's kind of like a fusion of the two. It has stuff that it is fiction combined with real stuff in a way to make present the fictional stuff as if it's real, and that's where the BS was. But I think in those 25 years from 1944 to 69, that's where, which the editions of this book chronicled, that's where people began to believe the fiction of space travel as if it was reality. So that was like a paradigm shift in those 25 years. And I think the more famous book that Rand Corporation, in association with, it was founded in 1945 in association with the U.S. Force, and it published its first book in 1946, I think, Preliminary Design of an Experimental World-Circling Spaceship, about orbital satellites. And Willy Ley's book, I haven't examined them side by side, but Willy Ley's book from 1944 preceded that by 2 years. So I'd like to look into what extent Germans and Willy Ley, von Braun, and other Germans influenced they brought their German fiction and some just their whole deal, the fiction, the technical know-how, the whole shebang, imported it over to the U.S. and that's what got took over to a large extent or heavily influenced the U.S. The whole deal, including, as it were, a lot of the propaganda, because the U.S. picked up on this orbital satellite. This satellite myth is conspiracy music guru calls it. They picked up on that in the mid 40s and then ran with it. But yeah, that's other than my trip to Alaska, which I leave in the morning. I think that's all I got for. Oh, just that other book, Operation Moonglow. I won't describe it, but it surveys some of the stuff in the 50s and Eisenhower era and whatnot. But its main stuff, and it's a mainstream book also, but it shows the 60s from when Kennedy took over. It shows how it was the documents from the space program at that time said that the main point was the politics and the propaganda to take the heat off of the U.S. in the 60s. And that's it doesn't go so much. She believes it was all real and they actually went to the moon, but that's not the point of her book. The point of her book is something that's useful to flat earthers and other people like Bart Siebel. Her book, it'd be interesting to mention it to Bart Siebel if I came across him to see it. It's one that supports his position and ours, and yet it's a mainstream book. Anyway, that's all I got.
All right. Well, thanks, Dennis. Have a good trip to Alaska. Have fun.
Will do. I'll be back next Monday.
Awesome.
We'll see you.
Later. Hello, Vern Smith. Edit and stitch together, boost the audio. I'm sure you probably could. Science fiction books help to blur that line. Sup, CSV? Yeah. I think you'll be able to do it, because I recall hearing just about everything, maybe like the very, very beginning, and then I boosted my audio and I was like, oh, okay, so there's something there. I mean, if there was something there for me to boost to be able to hear it, there would be something there for you to be able to boost to, edit and send out. I feel fairly confident on this. And you can always, ask for my help if you need it. All right. Anyway, let's see. $2.4 million homes in California. Weren't we looking at this last week? 90s rock band to release first album in 34 years. Who's this? Four Non Blondes, really? Well, their first album wasn't that great, so I don't know that this one will be any better, especially since it took 34 years to come out. I really hate that New York Times makes everything up behind a paywall, but whatever. I may do that, but I'll try it first. Okay. Yeah, there's filters inside the video editing program that can stabilize video. Hello, Jana. Fresh Prince of Compton. Yeah. So this showed up. Is this true? Survivor of the October 7th terrorist attack in Israel was injured in the Bondi Beach, Australia terrorist attack. I mean, they do this. They have the same people who get injured in one thing show up somewhere else. Like, wasn't there something where it was like some guy who was at the Boston marathon was also at something else, like at the Vegas shooting or something stupid like that. And there was also something in the Vegas shooting where some guy allegedly got shot in the head and that he was doing interviews like the next day from the hospital and he didn't even have his head shaved or anything. Like his face wasn't swollen. Like you'd think if you got shot in the head, just like the impact, like who knows, you know, just all of it just seems so ridiculous. Interesting. We should try to detoxify the way we think of people who aren't like us because diversity is our strength. What? Mossad strikes again. Multiple people killed in shooting in Bondi Beach. A beachside Jewish venue. Like Candace Owens said, a false flag would happen in the second week of December. Did she say that? I don't even know. But it's insane to me. There's always something going on, right? Is this supposed to be a shooter or the guy that saved him? Oh no, this is one who's shooting. It shows him shooting. Looks like he's well acquainted with firing bolt-action rifle in a high-stress environment. How come there's no sound to this video? Why wouldn't these people be wearing masks? A guy curb stomped the head of a shooter, one of Bondi Beach, Australia gunmen. Effing bastard.
Bash him! Fucking bash him! Fucking bash him!
Huh. Well, this is what I was talking about. The guy who survived the October 7th attack and now survives the Bondi Beach attack says it was a bloodbath but didn't have time to take a selfie as the chaos unfolded. How ridiculous is that? Who's taking a freaking selfie when they're getting shot in the head? I mean, it's wild. Wild, right? The attacker of Bondi Beach, Naveed Akram, is of Indian background. His father is Indian and his mother is Italian. Anyway. Hey everyone. I was hanging out in Australia at the beach. I got shot in the head in a terror attack. Wish you guys were here. Love you. It's so ridiculous, dude. The Vegas sheriff was in 2 places, yeah. Brown University shooting. They say 2 Parkland students were survivors of the Brown University shooting too. Yep. Only had a band-aid on his head. Honestly, there was a shooting victim accused of killing his girlfriend until the cop got sus of the way he was in and out of coherence and then finally seen a hole in the victim's head after like 6 hours. Wait, what? That guy got shot in the eye and the cops didn't see it right away? He got shot in the head and they didn't see it for 6 hours? Wait, what? That sounds wild. A witness at the Bondi Beach terrorist attack said 4 armed police officers failed to fire back at the terrorist.
Didn't give fire back. I don't understand why. Why?
What was going through your mind?
I think like I'm Israeli, like I'm familiar with this situation, but like it's terrible in the middle of Bondi. It's terrible, terrible.
I'm familiar with the situation. People are always trying to shoot at me.
Indian and Italian. Like his background's Indian and Italian. Like I think he's, yeah. So
his mum's Italian, right?
Yeah, his mum's Italian. Yeah.
Dad's Indian. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, mate, I mean, of all the people,
you wouldn't expect it. One thing that we used to talk about was he was licensed for firearms.
Yeah.
So I think that is one of the things that sort of needs to be looked into. People like him just shouldn't be allowed firearms. They need to be doing more background checks, be more diligent.
So the guy was licensed. So in Australia, you could be licensed to have firearms. So this guy was licensed for firearms. Oh, so now we need to look at that more, boy. We can't be licensing the wrong people for firearms.
And he'd say he actually said to me once, I said, "Oh, we should go for a shot down there one day." And he goes, "Oh, I don't know if that'd be good for you." And I thought, "Oh, okay, that's a bit weird." Like his background's Indian and Italian. Like shouldn't be allowed firearms. They need to be doing. People like him just shouldn't be allowed firearms. They need to be doing more background checks, be more diligent in the processes. So
because that vision when he's up there taking aim, I mean, it looked like he could handle a gun.
Yeah. Well, he had. Like we used to talk about going shooting down at Crookwell, and he'd say he actually said to me once, I said, "Oh, we should go for a shot down there one day." And he goes, "Oh, I don't know if that'd be good for you." And I thought, "Oh, okay, that's a bit weird."
And this is where we are. The horror of anti-Semitism has been unleashed in Australia, and it hasn't been properly dealt with by authorities. And this is where we are now.
You know, I don't want to blame anyone tonight other than the people that perpetrated this horror on our community. No one else is to blame. And I don't want to get into that tonight because we have a community that is in shock, that is grieving. You know, I'm in shock.
And yeah. The horror of anti-Semitism has been...
Yeah, that's the first thing I read, was that the president of Israel was like, you guys need to stop this anti-Semitism. What? How long ago was this Brown University? Oh, these are 24 hours apart? 2 mass shootings. So the 24 hours... See, this is how much I've been checking out of current events. Like, I have not been sitting at my desk. I deleted all the social media platforms off my phone. It's just like, I just have been trying to really separate myself from this because it's too much. It's way too much. Or it can be too much sometimes. So it's like, I just was like, I've reached a point where I really need to check out of this for a little while because too much is going on. It's like, same date as Sandy Hook. Oh, really? Oh, really? So Brown University... Two students killed in Brown University shooting during finals week. Releases the footage from the worst angle possible that doesn't show the shooter's face 6 hours after the shooting. There are 800 cameras on campus. This is all they got. Something isn't adding up. Brown University found that America has wasted $33 billion on Israel in the last 2 years. 33 billion. Why is our government sending that place so much damn money? Stop sending them money. Stop it. That money is not for them. It's for us. It's for Americans. This is bullshit. See what I'm saying? Like, it just pisses you off. It just pisses me off when I start looking at what's going on. Mass shooter yelled Allahu Akbar before the mass shooting. Allahu Akbar. An electric vehicle went boom and burned up at the top of my street in suburbia on Saturday afternoon. Bizarre and a bit of excitement simultaneously. Oh my gosh. Oh yes, ODD. You guys want to talk about ODD? When's he getting out? Are you kidding me? The case is still pending. Okay, first of all, ODD is like... Let's see if I can pull this up. Actually, that's right. FBI Denver. Remember this guy? We got him. Matthew Prosella was arrested and federal charges are pending. He has also been tied to the July 25 robbery of BMO Bank on East Yale Avenue. Thanks for the help. FBI Denver. This is September 26th. You know this guy? FBI Denver Rocky Mountain Safe Streets Task Force asking public to ID the suspect in the September 24th robbery of BMO Bank and East Yale Avenue. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Aurora Police Crime Stoppers Company. So this is... I mean, that looks like his face, and he's got a stupid wig on. Oh, ODD, my friend, what are you doing? Holy, that's ODD TV guy. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at all the posts deleted by the author. Wonder what all got deleted. People, I think it might be people posting about Flat Earth, maybe? I don't know. They deleted a whole lot of comments under this. And this was posted October 8th. So this is already a couple months old. Already a couple months old. Is this one of his accounts? Looks like it. Oh yeah, insane. Yeah, he used to be into Insane Clown Posse. All these copycat accounts posting about it. Anyway, let's see. There's also an article. Fox News. Bank robbers turn blue state into hotspot for heists as bandits grow bolder, industry leader warns. So this is from October 20th of 2025. And if you scroll down, on September 24th, Aurora police were called to a BMO bank branch after a man pulled a gun on the teller and demanded cash. A man walked in, went straight to the middle counter, pulled out a gun, put it in one of the employees' faces, and demanded money. The suspect fled with about $1,000. Detectives identified him as 41-year-old Matthew Prosella, and 3 days later, aided by a license plate reader hit, officers located his vehicle and arrested Prosella without incident. So I think he's in custody. He has not been, I don't think he's even been charged yet, because there's a case. USA versus Matthew Aaron Prosella. Filed October 22nd of 2025. So you have to make an account to get the full docket to the case. Well, I don't know if I want to do that right now, but anyway, there is a case pending, USA versus Matthew Aaron Prosella, because when you rob a bank, that's a federal charge. You catch a federal charge. I don't know what that guy was thinking. What was he freaking thinking? I have no idea. What did ODD do? He robbed a bank a couple times, apparently. What about those claims he's a rapist? Well, he did go to jail for fondling. Like, I think he stuck his hand somewhere he shouldn't have. At a bar when everybody was drinking, and he got in big trouble for that. And he even acknowledged that happened. So it's not like, I don't think he was like an actual, I don't think it was the same as, say, Jason Bashir's, aka RKX. Like, that guy kidnapped a woman at gunpoint, and then they raped her. They kidnapped her and raped her at gunpoint. So, while what ODD did was not very good, I think it was bad. Obviously, I'd be pissed. I'd probably press charges if somebody groped me too. I don't think it is as severe as RKX's thing. I mean, obviously, that guy spent like 30 years in prison. Anyway, but ODD, obviously, dude, this dude's got some freaking, he's got some demons. He's got some dark clouds following him around. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why. I mean, look at ODD. His channel has like 350,000 subscribers. Let me see if it's still that big. Let's see. 336,000 subscribers, and this guy's out here robbing banks, dude. It's like, is he trying to create drama in his life so that he can create, more content, like come out and like make more music? Like, sometimes people who are really creative, it's like they need some sort of, drama in their life to trigger that creative spark and make them, make these things that are like come out of them that are so amazing. I don't know if that's where that's coming from, or if he just really felt, I don't know. I mean, 336,000 subscribers, dude. Like he started doing podcasts. He just didn't keep up with it. He didn't keep the schedule going. It's like he really had the ability to, build off of that and like keep it going. See, he still has his Rockfin thing on here. I don't even know if that is still 0 followers. Dude, how is my Rockfin account still even a thing? That's what I want to know. How is mine still a thing? But yeah, so anyway, he's going to be going to jail probably for a long time because he robbed a bank a couple times. And that's it. Don't steal. The government hates competition, so he's probably going to go to prison for a while. Maybe he's innocent. We don't know. No, he did that shit. I don't know. I mean, I would like to think he's innocent, but also, if anybody has met ODD, he's just kind of shifty. He's just got this shifty ass vibe about him. I'm not gonna lie, dude. He does. And remember how we talked about this before too, how he got arrested a couple days after Flattoberfest 2021, where he came and, did a performance, and then he got arrested for possession of opiates with intent to distribute or something crazy like that in Kansas. So he caught a charge in Kansas, like literally a couple of days after Flattoberfest. So, plus he'd already gone to jail for the groping thing. Clearly he doesn't know how to behave. He does not know how to behave. Like rap music, more cred? Yeah, I don't know. All that for 1K, just get a fucking job. You know what, Billingtano? Like, he had a good job. He was like a maintenance man for apartment. Like, he was the guy who would go around and like fix stuff in your apartment. Like, he was like Schneider, dude. He's like Schneider. Which is cool, right? Like, whatever. You're always having a job because shit's always breaking. So if you could be a handyman, like, you can always have a job, right? That's a good, honest living is being a handyman, right? Fixing stuff. So anyway, where is that on? Where did I find that? I searched around. Post something about flat earth and see if it gets deleted. I could try. What makes people think they have any kind of chance of getting away scot-free robbing a bank? Yeah, I don't know. Being a flat earther puts you in a special moral category. Gregory, no, it does not. All kinds of flat earth. Some of the biggest shitheads I've ever come across are flat earthers, dude. Just because you know the earth is flat, no, that does not put you in some moral high ground. Absolutely not. You have to see how people are by their fruits. Do not trust someone just because they tell you that they know that the earth is flat. Absolutely not. That's one of the lessons I've learned. Had to learn that a long time ago, years ago. Okay? It's kind of why I stopped doing the events, because a lot of these people, it's like, I feel like a lot of people, it's just a grift. A lot of people are just here to grift, and they're using that as an in into a group of people who will just be like, yeah, you're a flat earther, right on. Like, they'll just so accepting of people just because they're like, oh, you're flat. If you're flat, you're all right with me, right? Like, that immediate acceptance, it leaves people ripe for the picking. You know what I'm saying? Like, ripe for the grifting. And so, absolutely not. Being a flat earther does not put you on some sort of moral high ground. Sad, but true. That is a fact. Wonder if he stashed the money somewhere. Not worth it for $1,000, right? Yeah, ODD had some good early stuff. Yes, I agree. He had great stuff. He was talented. He's a very talented as far as like making videos and music and creating content. Like, he is talented in that range, but he's also very, very troubled. Very troubled. And I've known that already for a while. For a while. I mean, look at when he was dating that really cute blonde girl. And she was like pretty quick. Oh, and then he also was dating that Nina girl, Nina Valentine. These beautiful girls, right? Of course, that, you know, he had the chance to be with, and he fucked it up repeatedly. He would fuck it up. Like, they did not last long. I'll just say that. Okay, so clearly he doesn't know how to behave. He doesn't know how to keep a decent woman, right? Because two of them that I know of that were good girls. I mean, one girl, I don't know what Nina's doing, but Nina Valentine, she's a very sweet, very pretty girl. She's the Russian girl. She used to date Mark Knight, the wakey dude, a while ago. Anyway, she's a very sweet, very pretty girl. You know, she wants to have a family, like have a real decent, a real life, like a real family life. And sometimes I feel for these girls who are like model pretty. I mean, you just got all kinds of dudes just chasing after you, and you don't know if they're worth the shit or not. Some of them seem like they are and they're not, or maybe they have, you know what I mean? Like, it's got to be difficult. But anyway, she split ways with him pretty quick as well. And then this other girl, the Camilla chick that he was dating, she like married some successful businessman, and they're like living their life together. You can see them on Facebook. You can see her on Facebook with him. You know, she's got her like an esthetician business or something. She does the thing with the eyebrows or whatever, the micro needle, whatever she does. I don't know, something about beauty and makeup and stuff like that, where chicks go pay a bunch of money to have her do whatever she does. And she's, you know, successful in her own right, but she like basically closed her business down to go, you know, be married to this man who's a successful businessman. And she's happy. I would like to see Nina be happy though. But anyway, neither one of them were happy with ODD. I'll just say that. Neither one of them. Lots of hot girls that love dirtbags, right, Billingtano? Right? Not all Christians are moral or ethical, right? Like, somebody can put whatever label they want on themselves, but you will know them by their fruits. Boy, nothing is truer than that. Grifters think FE are easy marks, apparently. Well, Billingtano, the sad truth is that, yeah, a lot of them are. One day at a time. Yeah. Sabotage themselves. Yeah. It is like it's like he sabotages himself. But I mean, if you are consistent, you just go to work every day, how could you know, I just don't see. He's got to be doing something. He was probably I mean, if he was getting caught with opiates, he's probably got some sort of drug addiction that he doesn't talk about, or a drug, you know, a relapsing drug problem or something that gets him. I mean, that would be my guess, because usually people that are very smart and talented, you know, that is like the thing that brings them down, is like a horrible, crippling drug addiction that takes over their lives and then makes them do horrible things. Yeah. Oh, the Amber Plaster song. Because he did the lyrics, right, and then asked her to sing it, and she sang it. How is Amber Plaster? I know she was going through her own issues. Is she okay? Matt from ODD is back. No, Shane, he's not back. He robbed a bank. He's in jail right now, and there's a pending federal charge against him because he robbed a bank. I wish he would come back. Like, this is what I'm saying. Everybody was like, where's ODD? Where's ODD? And I remember like a while ago, he left because he was like, well, I'm going to start producing music. Like, he wanted to start his own music label, like a Truther music label, right? I was like, that's a fucking brilliant idea. You do that. I was all about it. And then he was also doing podcasts here and there, but I don't know what happened, but he robbed a bank. He literally robbed a bank, and he is now in jail. Look, FBI Denver. 69,000 followers. It is a legit. I can't. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, they've got ODD in custody right now because he robbed a bank, and he's got a federal charge, and there's a case pending against him. Did I close that window already? Let me show you the pending case, because just so you know that we are not full of doo-doo here. Here, Colorado District Court, Matthew Aaron Priscilla, plaintiff, United States of America, USA versus Matthew Aaron Priscilla, filed October 22nd of 2025. He's got a case pending. Isn't that wild? Ted's not a dirtbag. No, definitely Ted is not a dirtbag. Yeah, back in prison. You just want to go right back to jail? I don't know what, man, I don't know. I have to assume that he's got some sort of drug issue that, because people usually only do stupid like shit like that because they're addicted to drugs and they're not even thinking right. You know what I'm saying? What about Math Powerland? I haven't heard from him in a while either. He was a bit of a nut, but he was cool. Oh yeah, he was psycho. Well, remember when he married that chick? God, I've been in this community way too long. I know about like everybody's backstory. Must have got out and decided he wanted to go right back in, I guess. I mean, I thought, okay, because he got arrested in 2021, and I thought it was after that I had seen that he had the handyman job. But of course, I could be mistaken on my timeline. So, hat trick, 3 oil changes. Ted did 3 oil changes this weekend. Changed oil in all the vehicles. He did a song with Dubé. From that point on, he imploded. A song with Dubé? An actual song with Dubé? I didn't think Eric Dubé had any musical talent. That guy's just such a douche. Girls, for some reason, have bad boy syndrome. Yeah. Jenny Spark. Oh man, for real? Yes. For real. It's wild, right? It's sad. It's sad. This is what I'm saying. 336,000 subscribers. He had so much talent. So much talent. And he's out, and now he's been arrested for robbing banks. He caught a federal charge. 2, at least, that I can find evidence of. So, I don't think ODD is coming back anytime soon. We'll just say that. 5 times 1,000. Yeah. Whatever happened to that guy that was picking up Steam live streaming and then got locked up and his wife tried streaming a few times? I'm not sure. I mean, you could be talking about a few different people. Who knows? Prison may save his life. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, anyway, Matthew Powerland. Yeah, so he married that chick, that crazy chick. She was pretty, but she was out of her freaking mind. Like, batshit crazy chick. They had a boy. They had a baby. They got married, had a baby. A little boy. And then she left him and the boy. So he's like a single dad now. He has some baby little boy that he's got to raise and take care of. So as far as I know, that's what Math Powerland is doing now. He's raising a boy on his own because the mom was batshit crazy and split. Should be out soon, though I think it was 2 years. Oh, Troubling Tribune, yes. That sounds like who you're talking about. FBI Denver's post about it. Yes. Yes, exactly. Right? That's what we were just looking at. Isn't that wild? ODTV guy. So, isn't that, yeah, it's insane. 11/11. Troubling Tribune did a lot of debates, yeah. What was the backstory on the Grounded Extract people? They were on Tinfoil's show recently. Well, they started around, they joined the community through Owen Benjamin and the whole Bears community or whatever. Like they have pictures of themselves meeting Owen Benjamin and whatnot. And so when Owen became flat, I think they kind of were part of that too, came around that time. And then they came into the community and like, we were like, cool, right? Everybody got along really good. They did some Crow 777 episodes. They actually moved out here to the Carolina area. And then something happened. I still, to this day, am not entirely sure or understand exactly what happened, but there was something going on where they said somebody was threatening them or doing something. I still have no idea. But anyway, like us around here, like the group of people that I know, like our local group of friends here, we're like, can we help you? Like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Like, let us help you. You know, like we were just trying to be like helpful or support them in whatever thing that they were bugging out about. And they just shut us all down. They basically accused us all of being part of it. And then just started treating us like we were all out to get them. And I still don't really understand why or what the hell even happened. Like the real story of it all. I have no freaking idea. Had something to do with like this plant that is not legal, whatever. Anyway, not cannabis or marijuana, like ibogaine or something like that. Anyways, so they just shut everybody down and stopped talking to us all, and I was just like, all right, whatever, dude. I didn't do anything, you know, I didn't threaten anybody. But they wanted to bug out and just, you know, wig out on everybody. So we were all just like, even this our group, we were like, dude, what even happened with them? Why'd they stop talking to us? And we're like, had no idea why. None. And then he started doing all those streams, making fun of everybody, you know, making a parody of everybody, an idea that he got from me, by the way. Just saying. I remember that conversation, James. Anyway. So that's the story on Grounded Extracts. They bugged out. No idea why. Now all of a sudden they're doing streams with, you know, tinfoil, sombrero, whatever. I hope they're okay. I hope they're doing well. I hope they have recovered from whatever psychosis they had before. But it wasn't us. Playing catch up? Yeah. Aren't flat earthers? Did they stop being flat earthers? Maybe. TT was accused of stalking. I thought it was like statutory rape or something, and then he turned himself in. I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, his wife, God bless her, stood by his side. She's just waiting for him to get out of jail. I think they have children, a child or children together. Yeah. So that's it. That was a few years ago. I thought maybe it's close for him for time to get out. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. that they were exiled by the flat community. Billingtano, that is absolutely not true. They were not exiled. They exiled themselves. They exiled themselves. I just don't appreciate being accused of something I didn't do, right? So I was like, started to defend myself after I was like messaging them. I was like trying to figure out what was going on. Like, what's going on? Is everything okay? Is there anything we can do to help? You know, and then I started being treated like I was the one doing something. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm done. Like, once you start accusing me of doing stuff that I know I didn't do, yeah, I'm out. We're done. We're done here. You could just go on about your way and go act psycho over there. And I'm just going to be over here doing the same thing I've been doing. Yeah, they went crazy and started doing weird comedy skits. Yeah, I still have no idea. Even ask Ted. Ted will say it too. We have no idea what happened. Spicy Sarah too. She was there for all of it. Yeah, well, that's a lie. That's a lie. They absolutely were not excommunicated. If Spicy Sarah is still in the chat somewhere, I know she was here earlier. Anybody who was around for that. Cammy was around for it. So Spicy Sarah, Cammy was around for it. You know, all the local people here that are, like, live local to where I am, we were all talking to each other. We're like, dude, what's going on? Like, do you know what? Nope, none of us. To this day, no clue. No idea. I thought they fell out with Austin Melodome. I think they did have a falling out, but that had nothing to do with us, you know? If we could exile people, how come we haven't exiled Nathan Oakley or QE? Man, nobody gets exiled. Even people who go around acting like total turds don't get exiled. You know? Nathan Thompson, the guy who, like, shows up to your house with 2 hours notice and, like, totally imposes himself on your house, has no idea how to behave around children, and starts rifling through people's private shit, asking if you're going to donate your stuff to his tour. Uninvited? Yeah. No, nobody gets exiled, dude. You either know how somebody is and you just, you know, stop dealing with that person, or, you know, you continue to put up with, you stay and eat shit. Me, I choose to not stay and eat shit. I choose to just stop dealing with people, because there's too many good people. There are too many people who are good. You know, I don't have to deal with these crappy people. These dishonest, you know, grifting ass motherfuckers, dude. Sock. We can't exile shit, that's the point. Exactly. They were nice one day and bizarre the next. Yeah, they had a falling out with Austin, but the big issue was with O&B, right? It had nothing to do with us. Like, whatever they were bugging out about, it had nothing to do with us here. We didn't do anything. Like I said, still to this day, I do not understand what happened. I just know that everything was cool, and, like, they moved here, and we would even, sometimes every so often we'll go to each other's houses, we'll take turns hosting, and, like, have people over for dinner, or have little cookouts or whatnot here, and, like, they were part of that, and then all of a sudden they just shut everybody down, started accusing us of doing things we weren't doing. Next thing you know, it was like they were treating us like we were all out to get them. And again, this could be some sort of drug thing too. Who knows? You know, I think drugs has a lot to do with making people act like psychopaths. This is the main reason I had to step away from most FEers, right, Dr. Law? That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. You're gonna donate stuff to his tour. Yeah, that was like when Brian Stavely was still staying here, and we were doing Unveiling This Realm shows, and we We bought a bunch of Unveiling This Realm hats, like embroidered hats that we were like selling to people on the stream. You know, would tell people to send us Cash App and we'd mail them a hat, right? It was just a thing that we were doing when you couldn't have embroidered hats at a merch store and we wanted some cool hats. So we had I had a box of hats up here, which was Brian's room at the time, and Brian was in California, and Nathan takes it upon himself to come look around in Brian's room and find a box of hats and be like, oh, you're going to donate these to the tour? And I was like, the fuck? The fuck are you doing, dude? Get out of my shit. Stop looking through everybody's shit. Nobody told you to go looking around for shit to take. Like, seriously, this is why I don't like to deal with that guy. You know, I used to try to not, like, talk about this stuff, but I don't even care anymore. I'm just so over it. I'm over it. Over it. You know, and then he comes through town, he's over at, our friend's house crying, why doesn't Karen like me? And I was like, oh my God, dude. If I was there, I would start yelling at him. I'd start fucking yelling at him. It's because he has no self-awareness. He knows nothing about boundaries or, he has no manners. He just is completely self-involved, self-serving, loves himself, thinks he's the best, thinks he's the smartest, and that everybody around him should just, give all their stuff to him so he can go, be like the ultimate flat earth, fucking activist, propagandist person and drive around in a van. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Hey, Tommy, tell the truth. I got an Unveiling This Realm hat. Did you keep Stavely up in the attic? Yes, I did. Can't stand Nathan. That's what I'm saying. Probably some experimental drugs he was cooking with herbs. Narcissistic. Exactly, Southern Belle. That is exactly what he is. That's exactly what he is. I mean, to like be crying to somebody else about, why doesn't so-and-so just love me? Everybody should love me. Everybody tells me how great I am all the time, except for this one person, that fucking bitch Karen B. She doesn't like me. Whatever, dude. Anyway. ODD robbed a bank. Yes! Remember when he trained his brain to grow taller? Yes, I remember that, Shank the Globe. I also remember when he was telling people that you could grow your man hammer with your brain. And he would tell people, oh, you want to join my brain training class where I can, teach you how to be, fucking, I can teach you to write cursive backwards and upside down and how to fucking balance a pogo, a little ball on a hammer. Just walk around with the ball and the hammer. Think that means you should be 7 feet by now? Dude, that's hilarious, Ted. Rose of Crows 777. Hey, is that really you, Rose? Is that a different channel? And I know you're Yes. We're gossiping. I'm gossiping. I'm gonna go to hell. I'm going straight to the lake of fire because I'm gossiping right now. Takes like 3 words in a row to know who you're talking about. It's so funny. Brain train the manhammer. Yes, Jenny Spark, that was a real thing. That was a real thing. Well, Bill, because it's funny. A lot of it's funny. You know what was really great? Oh my god. I'm gonna tell you guys what one of my favorite little series of videos is that I ever watched to this day. Is this still a channel? Reckless Ben.
I tell you right now, a lot of things we're doing.
Reckless Ben did a series of videos with Nathan, and it was the best thing ever. Let's see if I can find it, if it's still on here. Yes, here. Finding Flat Earth. So he's got this series of videos called Finding Flat Earth where he gets Nathan to dress up in a duck suit. Look, there's Nathan in a duck suit. I mean, they really made him look like a like a knucklehead. Like, people want to go, oh, he's so smart. He ain't that smart. Watch this little series, Finding Flat Earth, on the Reckless Ben channel, and you will know the truth about Nathan. I'm telling you. Can you brain train the kitty? And if you could, what would you do? Like, I don't even know. Hello, Rico. So, anyway. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but this is, here, I'll copy a link to the, first one. Start with the first episode. Watch them in order. They're excellent. Absolutely excellent. Hi guys, it's me, Effie Driver. Okay. Anyway. That's that. Just thought you guys should know. So yeah, we got one guy who is a bank robber. Yeah, what an eclectic group of people flat earthers turned out to be, right? I mean, insanity. I'm being interviewed for a book called Inside the Mind of a Conspiracy Theorist. I hope I represent us well. Oh dear Lord. His comment is great. A motley crew for sure, right? Right? Another double event survivor to add to the large list I put together starting in 2019. What are the chances? Yeah, exactly. Seriously, this is hilarious. A man wounded after being shot takes a selfie, also survives the 7th of October. Yeah, not buying it at all. Look at this guy. Oy vey. This picture is so ridiculous. Survived Yemeni and Iranian bombings too. Oh, this guy's like a professional Jew victim. Wow. I bet you he makes lots of money. Spent his Father's Day in a bomb shelter in Tel Aviv, huh? And Wow, this guy's always getting in the middle of bombs, right? Ah, it's terrible luck, my guy. Terrible luck. All the world is a stage, yes. Just like David Hogg was in 2 news stories. What was his other one? Please do not try to represent me in any way, shape, or form. I got it covered for myself. Thanks, right, Dr. Law? The odds of that occurring. How can you get flown somewhere to measure the world with toilet paper and not suspect something was up, bro? Shane. Right? Dude, I'm telling you, watch every episode. When they were coming out, it was like one a week after the other. And like a family with fucking popcorn, we were like sitting down. We were gathered around the TV. I was like, new episodes out. Can't wait. And then that time when Nathan showed up here and like was rifling through everything here, my 12-year-old son was making duck suit jokes at Nathan the whole time. Hilarious. Well, my son's not 12 anymore. Now he's 16, but he was 12 at the time, and he was totally ripping on Nathan. It was a good time. It was a very good time. Very funny. How was that Tesla book you bought a couple months ago? It's still here. I haven't read all of it yet. Look, I can barely get through any book and read it like cover to cover. Didn't those trolls who put Nathan in a duck suit have some device they said was sending a signal through the other side of the globe earth? Yeah, and it was an old VCR, dude. They had an old VCR and they were telling him that it was like a super magnet and it was sending pulses through the earth or something that they were measuring. Dude, it was fucking hilarious. Hilarious, dude. Hilarious. Divine interference. Hey, Angela Baby Carson. At least you got your unicycle back. Oh, I'm sorry, Angela. That's sad. I hate when we lose one of our pets. I hate when we lose our pets, man, because it's sad. It's always sad. Sorry about that. Sorry to hear about that. DJ. Oh yeah, by the way, thank you for the reminder, Mark Sargent. Tomorrow night on Strange World, I'm supposed to join Mark and DJ and Stefan Carpenter. Oh, look how nice my teeth look. That's hilarious. Hilarious. Lost a chicken yesterday. Yeah. Didn't Jake the a-hole write a book about how he was only pretending to be a flat earther? No, you know who wrote a book like that? Was the Infinite Plane Society guy, IPS. That guy wrote a book about how he was only pretending to be a flat earther and that he did it just to like infiltrate us and whatnot. And then he kept doing IPS streams and he still does like Infinite Plane Society bullshit. Here. Whoa, what are we looking at? Yeah, we're supposed to have some roundtable about Bigfoot and cryptids and stuff, I guess.
The energy signature from this vortex matches the recent dimensional bleed.
Are you saying the gray alien presence is connected to the demon sightings?
It's the only logical conclusion. The energy signature from this vortex...
These are funny. You guys are funny with your... What? Set a reminder notification for that, yeah. If you listen to IPS, you'll get IBS. Jake don't like me. Dude, Jake blocked me. He blocked me years ago because I started ripping on him because he just... You know, he's a freaking little pipsqueak, little idiot, a-hole, crybaby asshat. Have you seen how many times that guy has been crying and gotten all snotty, like ugly crying on camera? He's a fucking idiot. I hate that guy's guts. The two folks on the left side. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think there's some... DJ said he got some, like, Bigfoot channel or somebody to go with to join us. Yeah. I'm not sure who these people are, but I think they're from a Bigfoot channel. But I wasn't familiar with them until DJ showed it to me. So, not entirely sure who they are. You'll have to watch... You have to tune in tomorrow night to find out. I don't think Jake is fake. I think he's just sick in the head. He's not fake. He really is a stupid asshat. Jake banned me because I used to be a mod on Jarenism. Dude, he's just an idiot. Yeah. He's like yeah. Cammy says she could kick his ass. Yeah, he's like a tiny little man. YouTube recommends Jake. That's all I need to know, right? Yeah. Yeah, man. Flat out faith. Yeah, too much weird stuff for sure. Good day, sunshine. However, it's a bit cold. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, he blocked me on Facebook years ago, because he started telling everybody that, you know, if you use the AE map, you're a shill and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, whatever, dude. Whatever. Jack accused me of having an affair with Kelsey, but I'm gay, but Kelsey is a man. What? Oh, I know. Weighs less than a car tire. Yeah. Yeah, Jake the asshole is... Yeah, he sucks. I swear I saw a video of Jake talking about a book he was writing that detailed his rise to the top in Flat Earther community and how he's only pretending to be a F-ear. Oh my god, his rise to the top? What the fuck is that supposed to mean, his rise to the top? Did he really say that? Send me a link so I can look at it. Tried to warm up to him since, but it's not working. Dude, I can't stand Jake the asshole. Oh, you set up both Jake and RV by instructing Kelsey to put a banana in her pants? Yeah, rigged NFL stuff and lame shit. He changed his channel name to Jake the Awake. Oh god. Yeah, anyway. People just, I think the majority of these people, they don't actually care about truth. They just want attention. They want to be popular. They want clicks and likes, and they want internet fame. Never go full RFB. Yeah, no kidding. Full RV. RV, who likes to call me the New Age Witch. I'm a witch. The New Age Witch. Whatever. Remember when Mark had that high degree Mason hat that belonged to his grandfather, and he brought it with him to the Flattoberfest to give it away, and I put the hat on and I put this over my eye. RV loves to still use that. Obviously I'm joking. Obviously. He loves to show that and like still use it as a thing to like show what a shill I am and all that good stuff. So yeah. You can just change it to Jake the Jerk. Alex Stein is the only one to get any kind of fame off of us. Yeah, he got a little bit of fame, but even he's just too annoying. He's just too... I mean, I don't know. People like Alex Stein. I can't stand that guy. Could never stand that guy. Remember when he denied Flat Earth? Remember when he got his show, and then somebody asked him on his show if he was a flat earther, and he was like, no, but I think it's interesting, the questions people ask about the moon landing. But he totally faked it and just denied it. And then it took him a long time to finally start saying that, yeah, he was a flat earther because his show sucked anyway, and he wasn't getting popular anyway. So I think he finally just figured, fuck it. Mark always called me a witch. I don't know. It's different when Mark does it. But not Jake, RV. Russian vids. Looks like he's ending his contract and gonna be back to streaming and just coasting off that. Through a fake FE or jismism, yes. Brandon Big Sib spent time with RFB and said it was so sus. Yeah. Big Sib, well, I think he's very confident in his knowledge base. I follow him on X. I actually like a lot of what he has to say. I think he's a smart guy. I am Lone Frog, right? I'm still learning the FE history. DJ, oh my gosh, dude, there's a lot. There's a lot. He's been aggressive these days. Alex Stein said he wasn't a flat earther. Really, Angela? See what I'm saying? He can't even... The last live stream I was at, how long ago was that? I know for sure, Bill, that he deeply regrets the time and money he spent thinking he could get judges removed. Oh. The Jake video? Oh, thank you, Dr. Bass. A year ago? Okay, so he allegedly, well... I know whenever Milo Yiannopoulos went on his show and like totally ragged on him the whole time and like made him look like an idiot, he talked about being a flat earther with Milo Yiannopoulos, like saying, hey, we're both, you know, don't believe in the globe or whatever. But then Alex Stein ended up taking that episode off his channel because Milo made him look like such a goober. It was pretty funny though. I watched it before he took it down. RV would have a field day with the t-shirt I'm wearing. It's a Thrasher shirt with a pentagram. Brandon is brilliant, but I think he's emotionally overwhelmed by the info he's sharing, which is understandable after also losing 50K on the court system. Ooh, damn. Damn! Only been around since 2017, but I got to see a lot of it. Yeah? I mean, 2017, you've been around here for most of it. Now he's putting the pieces together that the system is corrupt and we know who's behind the scenes controlling it. Yeah. Stein, like the guy on Asshole, just absolutely as stupid as he could get. Stein now doesn't claim flat post TFE. Oh, really, Tony Coriolis? Whatever. Whatever. Listen, I know there's a lot of people who are questioning, maybe they're not comfortable saying the earth is flat now after TFE. Now they'd rather just say, I don't know. I know it's not a globe. I don't know. Listen, the earth measures flat. That motherfucker measures flat. Go measure it. Go measure it. It's flat. I don't care what the bullshit is doing in the sky. I don't care that nobody can understand how the circumpolar sun works in the North Pole and the South Pole. I don't care if you can't figure it out or you can't conceptualize how that works. That is a big fucking mystery. We may never know the answer to that. But the earth measures flat and it ain't fucking moving. That's all I know. Earth measures flat and it ain't moving. Very simple. I don't know I don't know how the sky works. I have some vague idea. You know, I think about like how can we try to recreate some of this stuff using certain types of filters and blah 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 blah. Maybe we could figure it out, maybe we can't. But the earth is flat. The land part is flat. That's all I know about that. Stein renunciated Effie when he got on with Tucker. Haven't seen my own butt in 20 years. Being a human is wild, right, DJ Curious? Like Alexis Stein. Did you mean to write Alexis Stein? And a lot of them are saying, why does it matter? Well, because it's a lie. That's why it matters. It matters because they're lying to you. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hello.
Hey, Rose.
Hey, thank you so much for your lovely Monday morning show.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for being a part of it today. What's going on?
Well, we're talking about flat Earth and the, inner workings of this reality and how it all could be possible. And since I, in my mind, I don't even want to say I believe, I know that there's the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Other people don't. That's okay. But I think it's there. The only person that's come forward with an explanation that I don't automatically say that's stupid, that's cool story, but I don't think it makes sense, is Luke. Luke, with his divine emission theory, can account for the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. But it's hard for me to understand his explanation of it. Did you or Cammie happen to see that part of his theory?
Where was that, on Crow or on the stream you did with Ben?
Nobody. I think it was just me, he and I talking, and then also he may have mentioned it in our Telegram group between the four of us.
I don't know. I would have to go back and look in there. I don't recall him anything talking about the 24-hour sun, honestly.
Okay, so that's my point. I'm the only one that is like, whoa, everything's falling into place with Luke's theory, but now I'm realizing that just because I'm obsessing over it doesn't mean that everyone's obsessing over it. But I am kind of becoming his secretary and trying to find people who are willing, who say they're really into physics. I don't mean you and Cammie. I mean someone like Dr. Stephen Young, for example. And I feel like I hurt his feelings because he said that he felt like I gave him a homework assignment, and then he said that his mom was going through a hard time. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to leave him alone. If his mom is going through a hard time, he needs to deal with that before he tries to do my homework assignment. But I just don't know if I'm a bitch for giving potential guests homework assignments. But since I'm not a physicist, it's easier for me to find out if someone can articulate themselves in response to another physicist, because I spend so much time trying to understand Luke. So if he can comment on Luke, then I know if he can at least understand what I know, which is basically nothing. So that's just how I roll, and I hope I don't go to hell for it. God forgive me, in the name of Jesus.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Thank you, Taryn. But yeah, if anyone wants to read a 147-page paper and more documents with empirical data that matches and applies the same rules of the quantum, quote unquote, to the macro instead of having two separate rules, it all works out mathematically. I'm trying to figure out if it's mathemagic that like ChatGPT is confirmation bias, because that's just how ignorant I am. Because one can say that, oh, he's just saying the same thing, but then he's making new variables where he's saying that emission pressure is the precursor to electromagnetism. Like, I can repeat those phrases, but I also repeated phrases that flat earthers were saying under the assumption that there was no 24-hour sun in Antarctica. So I'm trying not to make the same mistake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
All right. So I wish I could say what he said about the sun, but it does, funny enough, have to do with the atmosphere, which is a David Weissy type thing that I didn't like it. Like when David would just say like, oh, it's just like the atmosphere and like our eyeballs and stuff. But it turns out it could have something to do with that. So I'm saying sorry.
Wait, what do you mean
the misunderstanding as well?
The atmosphere has something to do with what? The 24-hour sun?
Like the reason why we can see it down there and then up there in the northern hemisphere. So when on the day when Jaron was in Antarctica viewing the 24-hour sun, and Crow and Austin were also filming the sun where it was supposed to be, it's really hard not to imagine a model right off the bat at that second that isn't the spinning globe because of the positioning of the sun. So I had to work through that. And so
that's
what
because
I'm saying
everybody's
is that
everybody's assuming there is only one sun.
Well, I think that in Luke's theory, he was trying to explain that he can still explain it with one sun. And so that's why I think it's really interesting, and I just want more people to look at it. I like that because this is why I think it's one sun, is because the sunspots match up, and the suns are going around as the sun rotates.
Well,
so
it could be one source of the sun with more than one manifestation, more than one visual manifestation from the same source.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, is that it's the same thing, but you're seeing it because of, quote unquote, I don't want to say firmament for some reason, but I don't know what other word to say. There's a reflection. It's just like we talked about with Cami for episode 306.5 when we did the polarized lenses. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something to do with that, I think.
I think so too. I absolutely think polarization of light is a major is like one of the major components of how the sun works, the circumpolar sun, and eclipses.
Yeah. So in conclusion to my phone call about the flat earth, if there are any flat earthers out there who act like they're trying to figure things out, who I contacted, who said they would get back to me, who didn't yet, then, I'm remembering you and you should get back to me because I think I've got some cool stuff. So thank you, Karen.
All right.
You're not, obviously you are not one of those people.
No, you know where to find me.
All right, my friend. I'll talk to you later and have a great rest of your show.
Okay, thanks. Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye. Seems strange how different the south is from the north. It's like the opposite. It's humid in the north and dry in the south. There's life in the north, but not in the south. The sky looks different, etc. Yeah. And actually, if you look at like a good indication, a good example of that too is like how you're talking about like the difference between the flora and fauna in the north versus the South Pole. Like there is no flora and fauna really to speak of allegedly in the southern latitudes or at the southern pole, but in the North Pole there's actually lots of life and lots of plants and whatnot that live there. And think about this too. Think about magnetic seed exposure, where they expose the different poles of the magnet to different seeds, and the ones that get exposed to the quote unquote South Pole, right? So like if you have like a magnet little identifier, right? The red is always pointing to the north. So you're told that if the red part points to it, that's the North Pole, but opposites attract in magnetism, right? So that little North Pole detector is actually being attracted to the quote unquote South Pole, although it's not really, you know, north and south. I don't even know if that's even really the way to describe it, but that the polarity of a magnetic field, right? One pole is slightly different than the other. One pole has slightly different properties to it than the other, than the opposite pole of the same magnetic field, right? So like in magnetic seed exposure, you'll see that the seeds exposed to like the southern, I'm pretty sure that's how it is, how seeds exposed to the southern pole of a magnet are more plentiful. They grow bigger, they grow faster, they sprout faster, they produce more fruit, if you will. You know, where the other ones, they still grow, but not as voraciously, right? Like, so there is a difference there. One pole definitely promotes life over another pole. Now, the other part of that too, where it gets even more complicated, is that the Earth's magnetic field is not just a simple, like, single magnetic field like that you see where it's the ball and it's going in. Like the Earth's magnetic field is actually very dynamic, and there's different poles, like the quadrupole that is in the north, right? There's a different magnetic signature than the south, you know, than the pole you get in the south, the magnetic signature you get in the south. So I don't know. It's a very big puzzle. It's very, you know, complex, dynamic, magical, very interesting, fascinating place that we live. Like I said, man, I don't know if we'll ever figure it out, but I know it ain't what they tell us it is. Go into real focal points. They include the properties. Holograms don't. Actually replicated a 24-hour sun in Antarctica on the FE model, kind of like a sundog or a glare on the dome. Yeah, I have to say that the stuff that he's done for me has been rather underwhelming, and I haven't really had any major aha moments. Because he says stuff that I immediately know is like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess it's good that he's playing and stuff, but I can show you might need some good weed. I think the north and south we think of is actually backwards. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need the call-in number. There you go. Always in need of good weed. I don't think the magnetic field has much to do with the geography, or maybe it does. What do you mean? What do you mean it doesn't have much to do with the geography? Because I'm pretty sure that electromagnetism has a lot to do with just about everything that happens on this plane of existence. Like, everything. Just about. In my opinion. And I don't think it's a glare. The sun over the South Pole is not a glare. It's not a glare. It would be... I just don't think so. A glare is never as bright as the original object, first of all. Anytime you see like a glare or like a reflection, not a reflection, but like a glare, a solar flare or whatever, it's never as bright as the original. Real focal points. That's something we need to look into. Afraid to add anything as Meta has taken my account for being too sharing. However, thanks much for all y'all. Cheers, Ion Donut. Permeates everything. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't really get around it. That's probably too deep of a subject to get into right now. It's too late. Also, we need to do the space weather talk, Cammie. If you do a meetup in Covington next year, would you recommend the library or a specific venue like a restaurant or a hotel event room? Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen. How you doing? It's Rico.
Hey, what's up?
Well, I'm going to start with the whole the final experiment thing. I didn't realize it at the time, but I met, I believe, McToon and Will Duffy at that church debate back in December of 2023. Yeah. And one thing that me and Dave both noticed about them is they both were glistening, like oily, just kind of literally slimy people. Like, they wanted to take a photo with us, and we were like, nah, it's good. And they stunk to high heaven. Like, I don't know if they'd been up on both meth or whatever, but there was something funky about both of them in real life. And I think that the final experiment was done for the divide and conquer. I don't think it was a scientific experiment at all. I think it was just about dividing the community, and it worked magically. I think I'll always look at my 10th year of being a flat earther as the year of divide and conquer, like, even amongst each other. You know, like, people are unsubscribing to Tinfoil Sombrero because of what guest I've had on and who I won't have on. It's just a nasty situation. Looking forward to next year.
Well, I get, every time I log into YouTube, it says that there's a negative red number under my subscriber count, so.
Whoa, negative?
Always.
How's that even possible?
Always
wow.
Losing subscribers.
And the other thing, that the whole book interview, Inside the Mind of a Conspiracy Theorist, I think it's just like an indie press book. It's not a big deal. I was just kind of honored that someone asked me to be a part of a book when there's so many better options when it comes to that. But I talked to Sargent about it, and he's like, yeah, go for it. You know, like, any news is good news, you know. No such thing as bad press kind of logic was his whole thing about it.
Yeah.
And let's see, I'm about to hop back on my bicycle. Seems like there was one more thing. I'd like to have you back on. I know you're kind of laying low and doing shows, but I'd like to have you back on Sombrero in January. God, I know there was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, yeah. Do you know if they're going to do call-ins tomorrow night on Streamflow?
I do not. I don't know. I know there's
I
going to be
haven't hung out with Steph since the White Pony tour, but I'm dying to see if he remembers who I am.
Well, don't be let down if he does not remember.
No, I won't. Well, and another thing is Chino was a skateboarder, and I was a skateboarder. Back then, Steph was a BMX guy. Like, he had an all-chrome BMX bike backstage. Me and Steph and Abe were the skaters. So not only may he not remember me, but he's probably the bandmate. Like, I know Frank better than I know Steph, the DJ.
Okay.
But, yeah, hopefully it's a call-in. Either way, if he doesn't remember me, I don't care. I have no ego about that kind of thing. I'm just stoked that the Deftones represent us kind of now, you know? Talk about synchronicity to me, because they are literally my favorite band. Nothing to do with Flat Earth. So I've always thought that was super dope.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And that's it. I just wanted to call in real quick. Yeah, that's definitely by far my album of the year, the Deftones record. I thought that was probably their best record since Diamond Eyes, if you ask me.
What, Private Music?
Yeah.
Right on.
Diamond Eyes was my album of the decade from 2010 to 2020. I did a podcast about the albums of the decade with a few of my rock star friends, like the Norma Jean guys, His Legend and whatnot. And Diamond Eyes was my album of this decade, but Private Music was by far my album of 2025. Man, I've worn that thing out. If it was a cassette, I'd be on my third one.
Right on.
Okay, that's it. Thanks for taking my call. I'm going to hop back on the bicycle and almost crash because I'm always trying to text and chat.
All right, well, be careful out there.
All right, love you, Karen.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Jenny Spark says, McToon came to our meetup right after TFE. I remember you saying that, Jenny Spark, like just to test to see if we were all crying, like he wanted to show up and see everybody boo. So, while I'll agree that the TFE was not a scientific experiment, I mean, it never was. It was never a scientific experiment, first of all. It was an observation, definitely not an experiment. But it was definitely to cause division. Now, I don't know if it conquered, because I don't feel conquered. Maybe some other people feel conquered. Maybe the community as a whole kind of looks conquered because it is so fractured right now. But the truth stands. The fact of the matter remains that the Earth is not a ball. So they can do all the sorts of publicity stunts that they want, and they can talk all this shit that they want to talk. Nothing is going to make the Earth a ball, a soggy ball in space. It just isn't. It isn't. So yeah. No texting and writing. Koi no Yokan was the best, but Diamond Eyes was really good too. I really enjoyed Koi no Yokan, but I'm telling you, I like Ohms too, the 2020 one that was just before this last album. Ohms is a good album, is a fucking killer album. But, you know, Deftones never disappoint. Never disappoint. The sun is an apparent position, so are reflections. So are holograms. The fact they call it final experiment prove how desperate they are. There's no such thing as a final experiment in science. Also, a ceiling fan doesn't prove the room is spinning. Exactly. And then also remember how they were trying to get us a final debate. Remember? And they sent me an email and he's like, Karen, we have selected you to be one of the flat earthers of the final debate. Oh, you're so lucky. And I was like, get bent. Get bent. Like, for real. They are so ridiculous. I hope he feels dumb. I hope Will Duffy feels dumb for having spent all those tens of thousands of dollars to just become like a fucking joke. You guys are a joke. Okay? You're a joke. Git. G-I-T, git. Knowledge of the flat earth cosmography increased as a result of TFE. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Hilarious. So, anyway. Wild times. Wild times. The famous cameraman. Brisbane camera operator Nick Castellero was in Bondi and recorded an astonishing first-hand account at the scene. What else did he record?
Are they gunshots? Where is he?
Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Queen Bee.
Is this Law?
Can you hear me? Yes, it is. The one and only.
Hey, what's up, Law?
Nothing much. Are we still talking about TFE? Who in their right mind is still talking about that crap?
Oh. Just talking about it to talk shit about it.
Oh. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought, we're a lot smarter than that, There's no experiment, like you said. It's just an observation by a bunch of paid clowns that we need to just ignore. If you ignore something, it'll go away, really. Just be patient. But we just don't have the patience to outlast these guys, because we're not getting paid for that.
Well, I don't know. I'm still here, but you're right. I'm not getting paid.
Yeah. Nobody's got time for that. Yeah, I'm just calling and talking about what you were talking about earlier about not trusting anyone and Karen, I every time I meet a flat earther, you're right. I give all my trust to them, and even my two boys, they warn me about this, They're like, Dad, why do you act differently around people who say they're flat earthers? And I try to tell them about the kind of people that we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I group us into a group, and that is mistake number one, Karen. I just never knew it until now. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I will not, from here on out, after what I've been through with people, I wear my heart on my sleeve. You know me, Karen. You don't know me, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. You don't know me. But everything that you've seen about me and the time you spent with me, would you trust me?
Well, yeah. So
okay.
far.
I mean, that's great. That's great to hear, But like I said, you don't trust anyone, Karen. I'm taking your advice now.
Well,
Shit,
as far as
gonna...
what though? Trust you with what? Like, I trust you to make me food and not poison me.
Damn it! Why am I always associated with food? You know what? I can't really. I'm not that great of a cook, but I just love to do it. I like to do it. So, and I like to see people's smiles and enjoyment. But yeah, no. But I'm just saying, like, you trust me. Okay, if you came and you needed a place to crash, and you crash in my place, you would trust me to stay away from you, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Obviously, some people don't. I don't fucking know. You know, the things that they think about me. You know, I'm gonna tell you right now. You know, I'm happily divorced. Okay, I'm happily divorced. I don't need another female in my life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't want to be with me, I do not want to be with them. You know, but I would never do anything to anyone. You know, you can trust me. Okay, that's what I'm gonna tell you right now. But from here on out, you know, mostly the people that I know now, you know, just a very a handful of people. You know who you guys are, because you're the only ones I talk to. Yeah, I will, you know, put my trust in you. But anyone else I meet, I'm not going to trust them at all. Just like you said, you know, they flat earthers are really, we're just the same, if not worse, than the normies. I'm telling you, and this really sickens me, you know, to see that. But I should have expected it. You know, that's the reason why I don't even want to, you know, be around a lot of these people. You know, and I left a bunch of people. You know, some of them don't know why, but a lot of them do. I just don't understand, you know. But I'm gonna be like more like Nathan Oakley and Quantum Eraser, even though they're having problems. You know, I'm a big follower of Nathan Oakley. I've been listening to him since the 200 episodes. That's years ago. You know, I just take the good and leave the bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I learned a lot from Nathan through, I learned a lot from QE through Nathan and from QE himself. You know, I've spoken to him, QE, before. You know, everyone has their own personalities. You know, I don't put that against them, but, you know, if they've done nothing wrong to me, I will keep listening, take the good from the bad, and leave it at that. You know, but as far as, you know, people want to represent me and stuff like that, and, you know, Rico, you know, I love the guy. I love you, Rico. You know, just hey, don't try to represent me, brother. I can do it on my own, and I'm not going to try to represent anyone else on about Flat Earth. You know, because as I see it, we're all on our own path, and I know that. You know, I'm just going to try to keep myself by myself. Anyone who want to hang around me is fine. Just know that you can trust me. I would never do anything wrong to you. But I'm always here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, and yeah. Did you get my message I sent you? My
Oh yes, yes, I did see that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna have a spread, and we're gonna be dancing and stuff out there. You know, Sarah's coming out. I think she's inviting some friends. I just sent one to Jana.
Okay, I'm probably gonna have my teenagers that day.
Okay, well, I guess you gotta bring their asses too. You can't have fun, right? Yeah, well, you know, that might be good for them, you know, to get out and see new people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might be good. Yeah. So come on out, and of course I'm going to have food, you know, because if I'm there, food follows.
Yep.
So, yeah. And bring your dancing shoes.
My dancing shoes.
You know, flat earthers can dance now. You know that, right?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, you're right. That's no rhythm, you know. And plus, you know, my sister, she's black, you know, so we got a big competition against us, okay?
Okay. I was going to say,
I'll
she could
represent
dance,
you here
she could dance
in the
for all
dancing
of us.
department. How about that?
Okay, sure.
All right, just wanted to call. Just know that I'm always lurking, everybody, okay? I see everyone in chat. I want to say hi, but I just don't want to say hi.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Love everybody.
All right, Law.
All right. Hope to see you soon, sis.
Okay.
All right, later.
All right, we'll talk to you later. That's our Dr. Law. Love Dr. Law. Yeah, the maintenance on the little K truck is super easy. Learning being flat does not equal being a good person is sometimes a very difficult lesson. Yes. Where's my membership funds going? I mean, I get paid from you guys. I do get that, but it's just not a whole lot. But I appreciate it. I love you guys. Thank you for being members on my channel. You are the best. I love you guys. Have you seen Zeg's video on how incoherent electrostatic charge causes the downward vector and a incoherent magnetism? Yeah. Have you ever heard of the 13 Holy Nights? It's a practice centered around the winter solstice, combines journaling and oracle cards to glimpse the future and get info for the year ahead. No. Year ahead while the veil is thin. No. But you know what? Cammie and I probably should do that. Always warm and delicious, yes. Yeah, everything. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Magnetism in all of its many forms affects everything in this plane. Everything on this earth. I only dance in Nashville. Still, we only have obviously fake 24-hour Antarctic sun videos. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Hey, right on. Thanks for calling.
It's Melissa.
Oh, Melissa.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
The accidental alchemist.
Yes. I had to ask you that because there's probably not going to be another time where all the girls I want to know about this are on the same stream. But the 13 Holy Nights is Laura J. Day she didn't come up with it, but she designed the oracle deck around it. And she learned the practice from her Qigong master, which I don't know if you know, that's kind of like Tai Chi, where you're moving your energy around your body.
Mm-hmm.
So the practice is starting on the winter solstice, you journal every day, just all the random shit that happens to you and what you're feeling, what you're thinking, maybe who contacted you, who you're getting together with. The way to kind of pause and reflect, not so much trying to tell the future at that point, but then you pull a card for each of the journal entries and you kind of note that down too. And then for the year ahead, every night of the Holy Nights corresponds with an entire month of the next year. So you can go back in your journal and like literally see how spirit was pointing you to certain things based off of what you journaled and what you pulled. I did it last year for the first time and it was freaking crazy.
Really? That sounds interesting. Yeah. So it's like you're kind of drawing like precognitive information.
Absolutely. Yep. And it's done during the winter solstice while the veil is thin so that you can work easier with spirit and you can put as much intention into it as you want. But there were some pretty crazy things that were pointed out to me over this last year that, I mean, I don't want to share because they're just so personal, but
right.
It's very comforting to read the messages too. The deck she designed is pretty neat, but I'm sure you could use any deck. You wouldn't have to necessarily buy hers.
Okay.
So I'll have to put in the chat like links to her interviews that she's done so that you can get the gist of it. And then I don't know if do you have a Telegram?
Yes.
I'll have Justin do it. Put a picture of like the pages of the book that describe how you do the journaling, because we got a few nights, but definitely set yourself a notebook aside and pick your favorite oracle deck you want to work with to get some messages for next year and just watch the crazy shit that happens.
So, and when's the solstice? Isn't that like around Christmas, like the 20th, or maybe right before Christmas?
It's the 21st usually, 21st. But
yeah.
Honestly, you can go on timeanddate.com and look at your own specific area because sometimes it can vary by a day, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, just like the equinoxes and all that. Yeah, for me, it's looking like it's the 21st to the 22nd is when the day starts to get longer again by a second.
Yeah. So I think the first day I can't remember the rules. I have to go refresh my memory. You want me to grab the book?
If you want to.
My Monday suddenly changed. Normally I'm really busy right now. We'll see how long my little guy lasts without screaming at me. He's giving me a dirty look. You pull oracle cards for yourself sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where's the book? I can't see the chat because I'm not looking at it, but I hope somebody, Cammie, Liz, I know you guys work with tarot and oracle. Okay, so the practice begins on the winter solstice, the darkest day of the year. For the first 3 days, the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, they're for preparation. So you get your supplies like candles, you set your crystals up however you want them to be on your desk when you're journaling, get any objects for your altar, smudge the space, set out, incense or whatever you're going to burn. And then the first 24-hour Holy Night actually begins at sundown on Christmas Eve, and it carries through sundown on Christmas Day. The window is open. Everything that you experience, notice, intuit, record, feel, think, or download, dream, or do in this first 24-hour period represents an imprint of the entire year to come. So a preview or a foreshadow, your own little sneak peek. The goal during these 13 holy days and nights is to receive this imprint as best as you can. So open your senses, take note of the synchronicities that happen during your day, practice mindfulness, tune into nature and go for long, quiet walks, meditate, record your dreams, record your thoughts, record your daily happenings. Notice the people you meet and the connections you make, and use the 13 Holy Nights Oracle deck, light candles, engage in ritual, attend your altar, and simply listen to the deep inner and outer stillness that you're soaking in.
Nice.
In all these ways, you are looking and listening and feeling for the clues from the world or the spirit world. Basically, the idea is to be present and pay attention to everything that's around you, take it in and record it all. And then, I don't want to keep going, but I can take pictures and have Justin put them in your Telegram because I think you could dig it.
Yeah, that's cool. That sounds neat. Cammie's interested too. I know you said you can't see chat, but Cammie is liking this.
Yeah. She ends this little chapter about the practice with a warning. As you engage with this practice year after year, the more palpable and potent the magic becomes, and you'll find yourself increasingly addicted to the practice. So we'll see if the same rings true. But like seriously, even when shit things happen to you in your life, because you're not going to have a whole, year of just love and bliss, but it just feels like your higher self reaching through the veil back to you and like, see, I told you this, this would bring you comfort. And like, sometimes you'll read your journal back after the whole month is gone and you're like, oh my God, no wonder I kept seeing dolphins or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Talking about, with why does flat earth really matter, or the fact that we were lied to, it brings you closer to your creator. And this practice, I think really brings you closer to your higher self and your intuition, because you'll see just how much you were really hearing, but you didn't believe it.
Yeah, that's really good. And if you're into doing stuff like that too, the more you do it, and then you get sort of like if you do that and you, like you said, it gives you some sort of confirmation, I think that helps to like develop that sense too.
Yep, absolutely. Because we're all clairvoyant, claircognizant, audient, whatever. We just don't believe that that's what's actually happening.
Yeah, we're just not paying attention to it. Not
Like deja
developing it.
vu.
Yeah.
Everybody's had deja vu. That means you're clairvoyant.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool. Well, that's all I had. I just wanted to butt in and say that while I had a chance on Quiet House.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's interesting. So yeah, Cammie and I definitely will look into that and read the notes you send.
Yeah. Then we can compare notes as the month or the year goes on.
Yeah, that would be
Crazy.
that's sort of like an interesting experiment. Oh no, it went quiet. I don't know if...
Did I put you on hold?
Oh, there you are. You're back.
That was crazy. All right, that's my cue to go.
All right, thank you for calling.
You're welcome. Love you in a creepy way.
And and congratulations to you and Billingtano.
Thank you. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye. It's warming a bit here, up to 0 degrees. It's too damn cold. Dude, it's hella cold. I can't stand it. Mark Sargent. Hey, Rum Boston Bear. Good to see you as well. Fast Earth Clue. Should I play it, Mark? Let's play it.
So my flat earth friends message me, say, Mark, why are you so pumped up about the indie film Begonia? I'll tell you why, and include spoilers, and this is a short, so you have been warned. Begonia, Not the Flower, is a 2025 dark comedy starring Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. First, anything that stars Jesse is not a comedy, it's just dark. The man is born to be a villain. In this case, he's an extreme conspiracy theorist who wants revenge against Big Pharma, so he and his sidekick drug and kidnap a high-profile CEO, Emma Stone, chain her up in their basement, and torture her because they think she's an alien. For most of the movie, you think she's not, until the end when she finally escapes back to her spaceship and wipes out humanity. The real twist is when she is preparing to destroy the world, she's looking at a large flat Earth model with a dome. Take a bow, community members, because you did this. Oscar-winning actor, producer, and she's standing over one of our models in the final scene. You can't put a price tag on that kind of exposure. So watch Begonia and enjoy the big flat Earth reveal before it wins awards at the Oscars in March. Someone get me a ticket. Whatever, I'm done.
That is interesting. That is interesting, Mark. Wow. What do you know about that? Sorry to whoever tried to call. I wanted to listen to that, so I muted the call-in page, but I unmuted it now. I'm out here sweating in Arizona still, just accidentally broke the quick coupler I was using to water trees. Uh-oh. Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, Cammie. I was going to mention that as well. Actually, Dr. Law's call reminded me of it because that weekend, so this next weekend, Dr. Law's party's on Saturday, so maybe we should schedule it for Sunday. I really hadn't decided whether or not we would do it Saturday or Sunday, but maybe we should go ahead and schedule it for Sunday just in case we decide to make it over there to, hang out with Dr. Law and crew. So we will be doing a Bitches Brew Sunday, December 28th on my channel. And I have to set up the stream and everything. It'll be Sunday evening. And it'll be me, Rose, Cammie, and Beth Martins, I believe. So there you go. Return of Bitches Brew. Hopefully we will make it in. By the way, what is she wearing standing over that flat earth model? It's like some weird, like, oversized knit outfit. Like, what the hell? This looks like a weirdo movie. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, I would like to go to that. Like to go to what? Spoiler alert, she was an alien.
So my flat earth friends message.
Oh yeah, you're just posting it again. But yeah, interesting. Get Nico too? Well, Rico, I only like to have 4 bitches at a time so that the 4 spots on the screen are filled up nicely. And if it's more than 4 people on a panel is a little hard to manage. So on a follow-up episode of Bitches Brew, we can switch out the bitches. We'll get some new bitches. Right now we're reviving the Bitches Brew with some of the old bitches, and then we will continue on, hopefully, with some new bitches. Don't worry about it. Just the ending was weird. Meet up at my shop. Well, shoot, man. Yeah, man, do it. Begonia is a hit piece. It probably is. I mean, it looks weird. The ending escalated quickly. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
You're very well spoken. You have good diction.
Oh, well, thank you.
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah. Going out and, hurting bitches and whatnot. Hey, I wanted to, forgive me for calling it twice. Yeah. When Rose called in, it gave me an idea. I won't talk as long as I did last time. Forgive me, repetitive and whatnot. But earlier I was thinking, and I still do want to do a meetup sometime in Lancaster, California, because that's where Charles Johnson is buried, and it'd be nice to see the leader of the old Flat Earth Society for 30 years. Anyway, I was thinking when Rose called in, it gave me a good idea. I was going to make a couple of talks at that meetup, but I could do it here. Specifically, I'd probably do it in Covington, Louisiana, or Mandeville, one or the other. They're like a couple miles apart. But anyway, out on the north side of the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, out by Jason and Rose's house, in that vicinity, which is in Covington. And I could fly Mario Garza down here to Louisiana. It'd be vastly cheaper for me to do it, and much more easily affordable. And I was thinking maybe I'll do it next summer, either at the beginning of the summer or at the end of the summer, because I'll probably be in school full time in between. But I just had one question. I don't think it should be a hold me up, but the talks are going to be on 2 parts. One on the space age, because like that book by Willie Lay, and a whole bunch of other, too many to mention if you think I talk long already. But I'm doing research, and so I've got a lot going on that. But debunking the space age stuff, moon landing, satellites, all that stuff. The other one, though, is the more ancient stuff, specifically the other talk I want to do on the ancient Christian model. And if Jason or Rose want to talk, by all means, and we can videotape it also. That's if they want to. But on the ancient Christian model, the main thing I want to hit on is the Antarctic sun at midnight. And I know the basic approach I'm going to do. Just I haven't had, I could say it again, real quick, but what I haven't had time to do is take the time to research like the direction of the sun from a given point and the angle of the sun in the sky and all that stuff. Because you hit upon that when I said what it is, because my basic approach that it's not a reflection or anything. It's actually the actual fit. There's only one sun, my viewpoint, the traditional. There's only one sun, and at the height of summer, there is indeed a midnight sun, and it's not a reflection or anything or the firmament or whatever. Like when Whitsitt and Jaren and McToon and all those Duffy and all those went down there, or when other people go down there at that time of year, they only saw one sun circling in the sky, and the basic explanation of it is that the way in the north, that the terrain is elevated in what I'm, for lack of a better explanation, I'd say, because I've got geological studies and books I see from all over that say that Greenland and the Arctic are the most elevated part of the Earth. So I'm saying that mountain in the Arctic North is Greenland, or unless some evidence comes along of some uncharted island. But that is what, for most of the year, blocks the sunlight from the other, creates night on this part of the world opposite to the sun, and that the elevation of the sun during those few days, or for that period at the height of the Antarctic summer or northern winter, that the sun is actually rises above that and it's visible from Antarctica. And that's the reason they saw the sun without setting the entire time that the Whitsitt and the crew were down there at that time of year. I mean, if anybody says, well, that's not too far away, what, they can say it's billions and trillions of light years and all, but not a few thousands out of the question? No, that's the reason they saw it was all that distance away. I know that, I mean, I could go on and on in details, like I know the diameter of it in the sky, maybe an indicator of distance or whatnot, but that's the basic approach that I take, and I want to explain all about that whole the ancient Christian cosmos, but that'll be a major aspect of the talk, because that, as I see it, that explains a way that modern models don't, and that's a model that's been around for thousands, a flat Earth model that's been around for thousands of years, and it explains it better than the modern flat Earth model generally does. But what I don't know is I didn't go down there. I haven't taken the time with these YouTube videos to look at the exact angle and where it, like you would, when I mentioned that the first time a few months ago, that viewpoint, you had said, no, wait a moment. You asked, is that going all around the observer down there, or is it circling all on, staying on one side of him to the north or south of him, or what have? I confess I haven't taken the time to research that in depth. But well, I don't want to say it on the air. A joke came a little bit of risque joke came to mind, but at any rate, I don't know the angles, but for those. But I just asked. The question I was going to ask, you wouldn't say I should put off the meetup, or just to get the main viewpoint across, if I don't have every little all my how do you say, T's crossed and I's dotted on every last little detail. But I do have the main idea. I think that'll be sometime in the summer of 2026. I'd like to do that meetup and prepare those two presentations, and have Mario Garza videotape them, because otherwise it's just going to take longer. But anyway, that's all I got. What do you if you wanted to make such a presentation, would you wait till you've got every single last detail, or would you, if you've got enough to make a presentation that's how do you say, not very widely known, but have capital importance, you'd go ahead and get it out there?
Yeah, well, you can always add to it later,
Yeah.
You could do revisions. I think it would be easier just to go get down what you have, and then as things come up, you can add to it later or make adjustments. But if you just wait, then you're like saving up a whole big job for yourself to do all at once. At least that's.
I think that's.
What
Yeah,
I'm
I
thinking.
agree. That's what I'm going to do. Because I don't think the most fundamental core of it's not going to change. The basic what sets it apart, unique, that's not going to change. If that changed, I wouldn't bother to do it. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I got, and I'll probably contact Jason at some point. I'll probably look for a venue and what have you. But it's very affordable. That's another thing I like about it, because it's right here where I live.
Yeah, good.
All right, I'll try and make it convenient for Jason. He won't have to cross the causeway to do it. Anyway, that's all I got.
All right, Dennis. Take care.
We'll see you.
Bye. Cammy says, another hint, Dennis, you will never have every detail. Yeah, I have no illusions that everything will be revealed to us in this physical realm. I believe some of that knowledge is like reserved for the spirit realm. That's just my opinion. Kind of makes me feel better about, not finding everything and the answer to everything out right away. Maybe something to look forward to in the afterlife. The final puzzle pieces. We could just be looking at a fancy light show for all we know. Dr. Bass, reverse psychologist, that is what we're doing. We are looking at a fancy light show. That's exactly what we're doing. The straight path of the sun at the equator during equinox is a tricky piece of data to factor in to a dual pole FE model. Well, that's if you're only thinking there's one sun. We were specifically told we would not figure it out, right? Yeah. If all of the sun angles can't be explained by one sun, then there must be more than one visual manifestation of said sun. Because the Earth is definitely not a ball. It definitely doesn't measure like a ball, and it definitely can't be measured to be moving. So, the fancy light show in the sky, it is! Alright, everybody. On that note, I am going to end the stream, and I'm going to get on about my day, figure out what I'm going to make for dinner, and check on my critters. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, maybe say a prayer for ODD. He's in a lot of trouble right now. So, I don't know it's going to be interesting to see what goes on. And if anybody lives locally there, I wonder if you can figure out where he's at. I wonder if we can get in contact with him in jail. It'd be interesting to see if he would even talk to us. Anyway, that's all I got for today. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Happy